Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Alright, that's the last we'll need of that for this year. Reminder that I will be dark until after this session, until actually January 16th will be the next session. Tuesday, January 16th. Market is open. YM in a long trade. Yeah, 16 seconds. Maybe got into that. Money management and target one. 31 ticks, quick one and done, or at least it was a quickly to target. The Russell, lots of action on the Russell. That trade's definitely too far too fast. This one is 5, 7, 10, 17. Yeah, that one's probably too fast. Probably went through too fast to trade as well. Yeah, that one was too fast. Well, yeah, that one was too fast. Hit a break even. That one's too fast. Yep, that one went away too fast as well. So Micro Russell way too fast to handle this morning. No trades, no actionable trades at this point. Soybeans getting off an actionable trade though. That goes up, hits target one on the nose, and comes back for one tick. So that's a one and done. 14, 15 ticks, so 3 3/4 points net. No, I'm sorry, 14. That's going to be 3 positions. So 17. 4 1/4 points. That's $200 trade. Not a great return on a 4 contract trade, but it is what it is. Unleaded gas picked up this short trade that it's meandering about. That's its first trade of the morning. Crude oil, its first trade is also a short. That's just meandering about. But crude and unleaded on strong up moves this morning. The market definitely reacting positively. If you weren't able to get into the the long trade on the YM. Here's a short that definitely gives you time to get in. Good morning, Don. Please do say hello in the chat. Pound Aussie had a trade right at 8:30 this morning. Just meandered to bounce, so lots of chances to get into it, and then bounced up through targets 2, 3, and 4. Two positions at target 2, target 3, and target 4. And trailing out at 89.54 from the entry at 89.46. So 8 ticks on the 8 pips on the trailer. Two positions at 14 pips. So that's 28. 19, it makes it 47, and 25. And crude and unleaded both with full stop outs. Let's see, did we have... Nope, that one's going to be another one that ran off and left us on the Micro Russell. That's an 18 tick target 1, so that's a target 2 trade. Going looking for 546 at target 2. I have to penetrate the 200 EMA to get there. There's money management. Unleaded with a long trade. Micro Russell with a short trade. Yeah, 10-second entry bar, so in that trade. And there is a winner for trade number 1. Trailer now at 19.6. Target 3 win. Approaching target 4. So we got within 1 tick. It was 0.16.2 for the target. We got as low as 0.16.3. And the YM picks up all 4 targets on that small short trade, trailing at 551. That's a trade only if the long trade was not executable. And it was close. So soybeans is POQ, Pound Aussie is POQ. The YM is going to be POQ either way you traded it, whether you got the long or this short. Short's probably going to be the winning trade. Now setting a new session low on the YM. Interesting. Coming off session high shortly after 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern. Exchange time would be Central Time on the YM, traded out of Chicago. and stopping out, so that will end the session at 5:11. That definitely ends the session. Okay, crude with no trade yet. No, no second trade yet. It's one loss so far. Unleaded in the long. YM is done. Micro Russell has one win on one trade after a bunch of trades that were too fast to catch. Now setting new session highs on the Micro Russell. I'm going to move unleaded over here over top of the pound Aussie. And we'll see what Micro NQ is doing for us this morning. 4 minutes after for our start time. That trade went too far. And not to get in sync. First we have a short. $10 seconds on the entry. That one's going to be in full loss. No way to avoid it, unfortunately. So then we go to a long trade at 852.5. And that's where we are now, is in the long trade. Unleaded, it's just kind of stuck at the entry. Micro NQ going sideways, Russell going up, YM looking like it's trying to recover, trying to push through its EMAs now. It's at the 50, pushing through the 200 and testing the 50 and pulling back to the 200. So we'll see if we can get through to get to money management on that trade. Excuse me while I manage a trade. All right, Russell with another trade. Plenty of time, 15 seconds on the entry bar. That one is 1.1, so we need 3 more ticks, and yeah, we've got money management. Stop at 33.2. Then there is target 3, win number 2. Micro NQ trying to push up to money management. And the YM did push through the 50. Got to target 1 on that trade, and we're not obviously not in that. Got exactly to target 1. All right, money management on the micro NQ. Micro Russell stops out for a single tick, or well, a couple of ticks. 1 tick on the trailer, 2 positions, target 4 in the trail. So 2 wins and looking for our next trade. $8.52 3/4 for the micro NQ stop. Unleaded with a potential stop and reverse to short. Entry at 11.04, so 10.99 would be our stop and reverse entry. I kind of like that. Looks like it's trying to hide behind the 20 SMA at this point. And the Russell with another short. 2, 2, 4, 4. Yeah, that bar didn't give us enough, so that one's a no trade. Winner nonetheless. And the micro NQ stops out for a break even. So we have one loss, one break even. We got 2 wins on the micro Russell. This short trade was a no trade. This came through too fast. So the micro Russell, pound Aussie, soybeans, and the YM all POQ. Crude looking for its second trade of the morning, and we did stop and reverse to short on the unleaded trade. So that's into trade number 3. Good morning to you, Robert. I will remind everybody one more time, today's session is the last session until January 16th. I will be traveling for the next basically month. So we will see everybody again in mid-January. Next week is a holiday week with Christmas. Well, Christmas is a week from Monday. That's the only week that I'll have reasonable internet that I'll have access to during trade time periods. But I'm not going to try to make that one. And then the next 3 weeks will be either I won't be available at the trading times, or my internet connections will be iffy at best. So I will be dark until mid-January. And we have a Russell short trade. Still just the third trade of the morning. We're definitely in this one. 23.4 for the entry. Looking to get to 22 flat for money management, and there it is. Just touched money management. Well, let's see. That's 22 flat, but yeah, that's our 1.4. So that gets us to money management, and the stop comes to 23.3 and stops out at break even. So 2 wins and a break even. And another loss, looks like, on the micro NQ. And no way to avoid that, unfortunately. Short on unleaded, and there's a short on crude. Money management at 72. The entry was at 83. Stop at 72.01. Loss of 24 tick risk, 48 tick loss on our full stop out on crude. Let's see if this short will be a bit more successful. There's money management getting to 72. Oops. There was her entry on the Russell. And a long trade on the micro NQ. $107.6. Yep, just missed money management by 1 tick, coming back up to the entry. On unleaded. Crude did make money management, so our stop is now at 82. And the Russell with a long trade. Timing of that. 7 seconds. Yeah, oh, and it's, yeah, it should be in, but that might be. Yeah, that should be a break even, I think. Yeah, it was a break even. So I call it 2 break evens, and now we're in a short. Actually, that short was avoidable. Bounced off the 200. Bounced hard. That's an avoidable trade. 2 wins, 2 break evens on trades that should have been executable. And basically a full loss and stop and reverse to short on the micro NQ. Micro NQ just kind of giving us a sawtooth right now. Three losses, so that ends the session on the micro NQ. 3 losses and a break even. Long trade on the Russell. Definitely time to get that the second time it came up. And crude taking heat. This could be a second stop out, and that would also end the session on crude this morning. And micro NQ, or I'm sorry, the unleaded takes a second full loss and a third loss on the morning. One was a small stop in reverse. And crude does take the full, actually crude stops out for a break even, so we can take one more trade. We did get to money management on that one. Down 46. The short is a no trade. The long should be in it, I suspect. Yeah, definitely should be in that one. Trade number 5 on the micro NQ. Micro Russell going through money management, and yes, that's a win. So I believe we have 2 wins. And that's going to be a loss. That's a break even. That's a loss. That's a full. No, we got 3 losses, but unfortunately the 3 losses knock us out of this winning trade. So that is not a trade we're going to be taking. Break even on trade number 5, short for trade number 6. Final trade of the morning on the micro Russell. And we definitely had this third bar pull back to get in the trade at money management now. 24.3 for the stop. So this last trade is going to be at least break even. And that's what it is a break even trade. Picking up 1 tick on the trailer, 3 positions. $10 a.m. crude session starting now. Put unleaded back where it belongs. And one thing I didn't check this morning was, yeah, we're still slightly on the January contract, but tomorrow or Monday looks like it'll transition to February. I would expect definitely by Monday, but possibly tomorrow. Micro as well. So yeah, 10 a.m. crude session is the only thing remaining. Everything else is done. Micro NQ is a loser. Everything else is POQ. Well, everything except the crude session. Actually, unleaded is still active because it's had 3 losing trades. Just out of sync this morning. The energy's out of sync. Good time for questions or comments. 10 a.m. crude session and the unleaded. 10 a.m. crude unleaded, and that's it. Those are our only 2 active trade plans. Everything else is complete. Four plans definitely POQ. 9 a.m. crude session was a loser. Currently, the unleaded plan is a loser. Only 2 trades in the 9 a.m. mini session this morning on crude. Looking for trades for the 10 a.m. mini session now. We're also getting fairly close to a rollover on soybeans. Volume still in January. March will be the next contract there. So watch your volumes. Market indices rolled over a few days ago to the March contract. Unleaded in the February contract already. And volume did transition already. Yeah, January volume is almost completely gone now. Not completely. We're 6,700 to 10.5, so, but yeah, definitely on the February volume. Yeah, well, you know, that's always the case with trading. You have to accept that you're going to lose some trades, but you want to build your trade plan so you have a statistical advantage, and each trade that you place ultimately leads you to a larger equity, leads you up the equity curve. Oops, I didn't want to do that. There we are. That's where it belongs. Not really. That's just a matter of doing your testing and learning where you're getting a trade plan that does have a statistical advantage. If it wins enough with given the average winning trade, that you get a net positive over the long term. That's where you fast test to start with, and then your ultimate trade analyzer spreadsheet are very, very valuable tools. Oh, that's interesting. Unleaded March contract actually has more volume on it than the January contract, almost as much as the February contract. Too bad we're already out of our session on the Micro Russell. That's a beautiful trade. Yep. And backtest does something else for you. As you backtest, you live through the wins and losses, and you learn how the trade plan reacts to losses. So then it's not as emotional an experience when you get to it with real money. Short trade on unleaded, trade number 4. And still no 10 a.m. crude session trade. Although with 2 up bars, we could very well get a trade off the 20 SMA, a blue trade, that dark blue trade. and a short on crude. $71.94. Money management at 84. Unleaded hit money management stop at 1153. Challenged it, but still short. It looks like crude did trigger in. So crude is short and unleaded short. Unleaded with target 1. Crude and unleaded both up at session highs. Unleaded this week did dip below $2 a gallon for the wholesale price of unleaded gasoline. And that's one of the benefits of back testing, Robert, is get the emotional part out of the way there so that you can see the forest for the trees when you get into the real money, and you're not worried about individual losing trades nearly as much. You know that a losing trade is just one step toward a equity high. And, you know, one step, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or maybe 3 steps forward, 1 or 2 steps back, etc. But you learn how your trade plan operates, and you aren't as invested in each trade. You can see the forest for the trees in it. $11.51 for the unleaded stop. Crude just hanging around right around the 20 SMA. At the moment, just above the short entry. That's what Troy's trade hacking framework is all about. You know, build your trade plan with the statistical advantage and learn to trade looking at the overall, the results of the plan, not the results of any specific trade. Because any trade plan is going to have losses. the important part is how it reacts to with those losses. And does it limit to just a few losses and then starts moving up again? Or and every trade plan is going to run into areas where it picks up several losses in a row. But if you see that happen and then you see it go on to reach equity highs after that, looking at your equity curve from your trade plan testing, then as I say, you learn not to be as invested in each trade. You're invested in the overall outcome of the trade plan. Are you winning 75% of your sessions? Not necessarily 75% of your trades, but 75% of your sessions, be that daily or mini sessions like the crude oil inventory report. All right, the crude mini sessions, 8, 9, or 9, 10, 11 o'clock kind of thing. Actually, Troy's tested in the testing that both he and I have done. We've looked at 9, 10, 11, and 1:30, or no, 1 o'clock, 1 to 2:30. That being a little slower time in the crude market, so we go an hour and a half rather than just an hour. But those are all possibilities, but those are all, you always want to do your own testing so that you can build that faith, that understanding of the trade plan and how it works, and build that trust in the trade plan, so that when you get to wherever you take 2 or 3 losses and you get into a drawdown, while it may not be comfortable, it's not the get me out of here reaction that you get if you haven't done the work to have trust in the trade plan. And unleaded did stop out. Target 1 traders get a win. Target 2 traders get a few ticks. Let's see, 51 from 54. So you got 3 ticks, 6 ticks net on 2 positions. Almost getting down to money management. Got as low as 87 and looking for 84. And down, yeah, still 87. Alright, still flat on unleaded and short on crude. Not much happening right now. Two more potential trades on unleaded. First trade of the 10 a.m. mini session on crude. And right back to the entry, 71.94. Stop and reverse on crude, 72.06. So there is our entry. That means our money management is at 16, or will be at 16 if it triggers in. And we have a long trade on unleaded. And the long trade on unleaded making some headway. Still short on crude, but getting close to, there's the stop and reverse. So our money management level goes to 16, targets 2 and 3 on this trade. Money management on unleaded already. Stop comes to 1149. We'll leave a couple of ticks of risk on this one until we hit a target. Our entry was 51. So major key level, and I believe we just hit target 2. Or target 1, excuse me. 179. And we got as high as 180, so yes. Target 1 in the books. And move your stop to... Target 1 traders would move your stop to 152. Target 2 would keep it at 149. Target 1 traders picking up 27 on the prior trade. Plus 3, so 30 ticks. And there's the plotted stop at 49. Since you've got a positive, since target 1 traders would have a positive win, that's why I would not make the major key level adjustment. I would keep my stop at 52 for target 1 traders only. Unleaded approaching a session high. 189 is the current session high. More back and forth out of Micro Russell. Looks like it's getting break evens, but not getting enough extension to get to target 3. And looks like we got, yep, target 1 traders just stopped out on unleaded. Picked up 29 ticks on this one, so 59 ticks on the last 2 trades, and target 2 just stopped out as well at 49. Not enough on either one to get us positive with 2 full losses and a stop and reverse. 1 trade to go on unleaded. In our second trade of the 10 a.m. crude session. I like that the 50 EMA is coming up above the stop on this crude long trade. Hopefully that will provide us some support should it come down and test. Okay, ho. And we stop and reverse back to short. 94, 92. Third trade, a couple of small break, stop and reverses. And our final trade of the day on unleaded is a short as well. So last trade for both charts, crude and unleaded, in progress, and both short again. Crude going down to test the 50 and bouncing off of it. Let's see if it can get down through it. $71.91 for the crude stop, getting target 1. $10 minimum. And actually that's where our money management would be as well, 82. But we are through that, looking for target 2 for another 17 ticks. And there it is. Target 2 as well on unleaded. So 27 ticks. We go from 94 to 06. That's 24 ticks, 24 tick loss. And we go from 06 to 92 is another 28 tick loss. Down 52 and we pick up 27, so another losing session for crude for the 10 a.m. A loss of 25 ticks. And unleaded's going to be a losing session as well. $151 for the stop. Now that we have targets in hand, take that to 148. Both traders, this is our final trade, so trailing position only is what's left. At 148. Crude has completed since we only used the 2 fixed targets there. All right, looks like the unleaded stops come down to 147. And that's all we've got left on all 7 of the trade plans we've been looking at. Still 147 for the stop. There's an argument to be made for leaving it at 148. Or maybe even take it to a straight break even at 149 with the 20 SMA sitting at 147. It looks like we just stopped out at 147. Yep. Touched the stop at 147, so that completes unleaded. Definitely a losing session. Yep. So that completes all of our charts. So any questions or comments? I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Since I won't be seeing you again until after the first of the year. Next session, January 16th, Tuesday. And as far as let's see. I better check to see when President's Day is. Okay, January 22nd looks like. Oops. I don't want December 24. I want January 24. Okay, yep. January 15th is a holiday, so crude regular session on the 16th. Crude inventory session will move to Thursday the 18th at 11 a.m. that week. So 16th, 17th, 18th and at 9:30 and 18th at 11. So we will see everybody there. Everybody have a good one and have a wonderful holiday season, and we will see you back in January.